If you love the intensity and strategy that war games offer, then the PS4 and PS5 have plenty of titles to keep you immersed in the action. Whether historical battles or futuristic wars, these games put you in the heart of the battlefield, offering realistic combat scenarios and exciting stories. Here are some of the best war games you can try on PS4 and PS5. This game just hits differently. It's got that intense, boots on the ground combat that feels raw and realistic. The campaign is gripping, with some truly memorable characters and missions that keep you on edge the whole time. Multiplayer is a blast too, with plenty of modes to dive into, whether you prefer fast-paced chaos or strategic teamwork. The gunplay feels incredibly smooth, and the sound design immerses you in every firefight. The gritty realism along with night vision missions adds a layer of depth to the action. It's one of those games where every round feels fresh, and you can't help but go back for more. If you're into long-range precision and tactical gameplay, Sniper Elite 4 is where it's at. Set during World War II, it drops you in sprawling levels across Italy, and you really have to think before pulling the trigger. The X-ray kill cam never gets old. It's so satisfying to see your bullet pierce through enemies in slow motion. The stealth mechanics are on point too, letting you scout, plan, and execute in a way that feels rewarding. It's not just about sniping. There is a good balance of sneak takedowns and explosive action. Plus, the co-op mode lets you team up with a buddy for even more fun. The chaos of war feels alive in Battlefield 5. From storming the beaches to touring through city streets, every match feels like a cinematic experience. The destructible environments make every battle unpredictable. You never know when a wall's going to come crumbling down on top of you. The game encourages teamwork, which makes it so much more satisfying when you're working with your squad to take down objectives. It's not just about firefights. It's about outsmarting the enemy and using the terrain to your advantage. If you love large-scale, immersive warfare, this one really delivers. Stepping into Verdun feels like being transported back to the gritty trenches of World War I. The game nails the brutal and unforgiving nature of trench warfare, where every move could be your last. It's slower paced than most shooters, but that just makes the tension build even more as you charge across no man's land, dodging bullets and artillery fire. The intensity is impressive, from the weapons to the uniforms, and it really feels like you're a part of a historical battle. It's definitely a more tactical experience, with a focus on working together as a team to survive and push forward. Insurgency Sandstorm is like the perfect mix of realism and intense action. The gunplay is brutal and punishing. One wrong move and you're out. There's no A to D cluttering your view, which makes every encounter feel that much more nerve-wracking. The sound design is insane, with bullets whizzing past and explosions rattling your ears. The maps are tight and force you to be tactical with your movements, whether you're clearing rooms or defending an objective. If you're a fan of hardcore shooters where every shot counts, this game gives you that adrenaline rush like no other. Hell Let Loose doesn't play around when it comes to immersion. It's one of those games where you feel like just a tiny cog in a massive war machine. You throw into 50 versus 50 battles where communication and teamwork are everything. The game's maps are enormous, with stunning attention to detail, and each match feels like an actual battle with front lines shifting as objectives are taken or lost. There's a real emphasis on strategy, and you can't just run in guns blazing. You need to think, plan, and work with your squad to achieve victory. Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway stands out with its gripping story and tactical gameplay. Set during Operation Market Garden in World War II, it focuses on squad-based tactics where commanding your team is as important as your own shooting skills. The narrative pulls you in with emotional depth, making you care about the soldiers you're leading. The cover system is intuitive, and flanking enemies feels incredibly satisfying when you pull it off perfectly. It's a slower, more thoughtful game compared to other World War II shooters, but that's what makes it special. Enlisted is like stepping into a living, breathing World War II battlefield. You're not just controlling one soldier, you command an entire squad, and that opens up many strategic possibilities. The game throws you right into massive battles, and the scale is insane. Planes overhead, tanks rolling through, and infantry fighting tooth and nail for every inch of ground. What's cool is that when you die, you immediately switch to another member of your squad, keeping the action constant. It's got a mix of realism and fun, where tactics matter, but you still get those cinematic moments of chaotic warfare. Company of Heroes 2 is a gem for strategy lovers who want to dive into the intricacies of World War II. The game's tactical depth is unmatched, with its dynamic weather system and destructible environments adding layers to the strategy. It's not just about building up your army, but knowing when and where to strike. The Eastern Front setting brings a fresh perspective with harsh winter conditions that can either help or hinder your forces. It's a game that rewards smart planning and adaptation to changing battle conditions. If you're into strategy in warfare, this one will keep you hooked for hours. In Sniper Ghost War Contracts 2, you feel like a ghost on the battlefield, silently taking out targets from insane distances. The long range sniping is the highlight here, and it's so satisfying when you pull off a headshot from over a kilometer away. The maps are open ended, giving you freedom to approach your objectives however you like, whether it's stealthy infiltration or going loud and explosive. The contract system keeps things fresh, offering a variety of missions with different challenges. It's not just about shooting, it's about thinking like a sniper, planning your shots, and getting out without a trace. This game throws you right into the heart of the Cold War with an intense spy thriller vibe. The campaign is packed with twists, covert operations, and some seriously memorable missions that make you feel like a secret agent in the middle of an international conspiracy. Multiplayer stays true to the fast-paced, action-packed formula that the Call of Duty series is known for, but it mixes in some Cold War-era weaponry and tech that keeps things fresh. It's the kind of game where you lose track of time, diving into round after round of tactical gunfights and chaotic explosions. Arma 3 is where you go when you want an ultra-realistic military simulation experience. The level of detail in the gameplay is insane. You have to consider everything from terrain to vehicle mechanics, and every communication is key. It's not about running and gunning here, it's about tactical decision making, working with your squad, and using real-world military strategies. The massive open-world maps are breathtaking, and the modding community had created some incredibly content that keeps the game alive and thriving. If you're ready to dive into something deep, slow-paced, and strategic, Arma 3 is your game. Sniper Elite 5 takes everything you love about long-range sniping and stealth and cranks it up a notch. Set in World War II, the game gives you larger, more detailed maps to explore, with tons of vantage points for those perfect sniper shots. The kill cam is as brutal and satisfying as ever, letting you see your bullet in X-ray vision as it tears through enemies. What's great is the variety in mission objectives. You're not just sniping from a distance, you need to sabotage, infiltrate, and take down high-value targets. The freedom to approach each mission your own way makes every playthrough feel unique. Battlefield 1 is like stepping into the chaotic heart of World War I, with massive battles that feel as gritty and visceral as you'd imagine. The setting is what sets it apart, taking you through everything from muddy trenches to war-torn villages, with a variety of vehicles like tanks, horses, and biplanes at your disposal. The destructible environments add to the tension. You never know when the building you're taking cover in will get blown to bits. Going back to World War II, Call of Duty World War II feels like a return to the series' roots, and it does it with style. The campaign is emotionally intense, covering iconic battles like D-Day with some truly cinematic moments. Multiplayer keeps things grounded, focusing on classic weapons and tactics, which feels refreshing after so many futuristic installments. The war mode is a standout, where you fight through objectives in an evolving battle. Tannenberg gives you a different slice of World War I, focusing on the Eastern Front with a more tactical and slower-paced approach to combat. It's a game that rewards patience, as you plan your moments across open fields and dense forests, trying to outflank the enemy. The battles are gritty with an emphasis on realism and teamwork, as lone wolf tactics will get you nowhere fast. Wolfenstein II is just pure, unfiltered chaos in the best way possible. Set in alternate history where the Nazis won World War II, the game is all about fighting back with an over-the-top, explosive style. The story is wild, with insane plot twists and larger-than-life characters, and the action doesn't hold back at all. It's fast, brutal, and satisfying, especially when you dual-wield heavy weapons and just maul through enemies. Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord is a perfect mix of strategy and medieval combat, putting you in control of your own army and let you experience large-scale battles firsthand. The game lets you live out the fantasy of being a warlord, building up your army, managing resources, and taking over castles, all while leading your troops into battle. The combat system is complex, with different tactics and formations playing a big role in your success. 6 Days in Fallujah is an intense, tactical shooter that aims to recreate the real-life Battle of Fallujah with brutal accuracy. It's not just about shooting, it's about navigating urban warfare, clearing rooms, and working with your squad to survive. The game's focus on realism is what sets it apart. Every decision matters, and you have to constantly think about your positioning, cover, and how to approach each engagement. Kingdom Come: Deliverance takes you to the medieval Europe with a focus on realism and historical accuracy that's rarely seen in games. There are no fantasy elements here, just a deep, immersive RPG that makes you feel like a real person struggling to survive in a war-torn land. The combat system is unique, requiring skill and timing, whether using a sword, bow, or mace. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 brings back the iconic fast-paced action with a fresh take on tactical gameplay. It's got everything you love from the series, gripping campaigns, explosive set pieces, and intense multiplayer battles. The multiplayer is a standout with revamped gunplay and solid mechanics that keep you hooked round after round. It's the kind of game where every encounter feels intense, whether you're running solo or with a squad. For Honor drops you into brutal, hand-to-hand combat with knights, samurai, and Vikings battling it out in epic duels. The melee system is unique and deep, requiring skill and timing to block, parry, and land devastating blows. Each faction plays differently, offering a ton of replayability as you master the art of battle with each warrior. It's not just about hacking and slashing. Strategy plays a huge role in how you approach each fight, especially in the multiplayer modes. Set during the high-stakes tension of the Cold War, this installment of Call of Duty delivers on both story and gameplay. The campaign is a mind-bending journey through espionage and undercover missions, with plenty of jaw-dropping moments. What really stands out is the Cold War-era arsenal, mixing old-school weapons with futuristic tech in multiplayer. The game keeps you on your toes with modes that challenge your tactical thinking while still offering that adrenaline-pumping action this series is known for. If you ever wanted to feel the thrill of a medieval battlefield, Chivalry 2 absolutely delivers. This game is chaotic in the best way, massive 64 players battles where swords, shields, and arrows are flying everywhere. The combat is brutal and bloody, but it's also incredibly fun with a combat system that's easy to pick up but hard to master. You can charge into battles with a war cry, catapult bolters at enemy fortifications, or hold the line with your sword and shield. Every match is an all-out war, and the laughs you have when dismembering opponents or getting hit by a stray catapult are priceless. World of Tanks is perfect if you want to experience the thrill of armored warfare without all the complexity. You control a variety of tanks from different eras, and each battle is a mix of strategy, positioning, and explosive combat. The game offers tons of customization options, so you can tweak your tank to suit your playstyle, whether you prefer to snipe from a distance or charge into the heat of battle. War Thunder is like a dream come true for fans of large-scale military warfare, offering not just tanks, but also planes and naval battles. It's a mix of tactical ground combat and thrilling dogfights in the sky, all in one game. The attention to detail is impressive, from the realistic damage models to the historical accuracy of the vehicles. The controls are accessible, but there's plenty of depth if you want to master each vehicle class. Vanguard brings World War II back to the forefront, and it does so with the explosive, fast-paced action you'd expect from the Call of Duty series. The campaign is cinematic, taking you across different theaters of war with stunning set pieces and heart-pounding moments. Multiplayer continues to evolve, with plenty of new maps and modes that cater to both casual players and hardcore fans alike. Isonzo shifts the focus on the Italian front of World War II, a theater of war that's often overlooked, and it brings it to life with breathtaking detail. The game emphasizes historical accuracy, with realistic weaponry and uniforms that immerse you in the harsh mountain warfare of the time. It's not just a run-and-gun shooter. Strategy and teamwork are key as you push through enemy lines and intense, large-scale battles. Company of Heroes 3 takes the tactical depth of the series to the new heights, bringing it to the next-gen console with smoother gameplay and breathtaking visuals. Set during World War II, it's a real-time strategy game where every decision counts, from how you deploy your troops to how you handle resources and terrain. The game offers both large-scale, open-ended campaigns and tight, intense skirmishes that keep you thinking on your feet. So, did you like the games I recommend? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me, and activate the bell, because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. Thank you very much for following me this far, and until next time. Bye!